Welcome. My name is Swami John. I'm here in Santa Barbara. I just got in from Sedona, Arizona, where I have a clinic. And we have a clinic called CellularDetoxCenters.com. I'm working with Karen, and we're setting up a complete healing program that's tied into a community plan. So tonight I'd like to go over what we're doing, how it fits in with the quantum infinity, and a little bit about the events that are happening right now and how this all fits together. I spent a lot of years in different communities, mostly spiritual communities. A lot of years with the Zen people, Tibetan people, 10 years in India with Osho. I was one of his guards in Pune. And after the spiritual, got into the physical world and started working with healing. And we have a clinic in Sedona that actually is one of the leading, there's 7 clinics in the world, we're one of the 7. And we work with cleaning the neuroreceptors, working on a cellular level, which is what quantum infinity works with too. So what we're doing is we're creating a comprehensive healing program that the patients not only can be infused with NAD, which is nicotinamide adenine dioxide, which is a natural occurring coenzyme, that there's 100 different functions in the human body that depend upon NAD. Without NAD, you can't walk, talk, breathe. You can't pretty much live. Harvard University just came out with their report, and they said it's like, from a cell's point of view, it's like going from a 60-year-old to a 20-year-old. So for anti-aging, it's quite incredible. But a lot of the patients have addiction problems. We work with all the pharmaceutical addictions. We work with heroin addictions, pretty much all the opiates, stimulants. And we're getting a 75 to 80% success rate. By adding the quantum, we hope to even improve that more. So working with Karen is quite exciting. And what we're doing is we're tying it into what I call the 3 pillars program, which is creating a global model using healing and feeding as 2 of the major pillars. The other pillar would be awakening. So by creating these centers and having the financial aspects of it pretty much covered with the healing, our treatments are, we're the lowest price in the world right now, $10,000 for 10 days. So it doesn't take a whole lot of patients to make it financially feasible. So by combining the Infinity program with 3 other treatments, our goal is to come up with the ultimate healing procedures and protocols. So the idea of combining all the healing and feeding, for example, I used to offer college-level curriculums to the colleges and universities in the United States where I'd set up aquaponics and hydroponic greenhouses. The kids would actually have a degree program and a certificate program, and they'd learn all about how to grow, how to manage a greenhouse, and be able to get a degree in it. So by adding the greenhouse technology, I'll give you a little example of what the technology is these days. In 24,000 square feet, which is just over about a half an acre, we're able to grow 3 million pounds of food. So let's take tomatoes, for example. If you go to your local health food store, Whole Earth, or one of the other stores, they're about $4 a pound. And I went to Whole Foods and I said, what would you buy organic tomatoes? And they said 50% on the retail will buy everything you can produce. So with 3 million pounds of food, that's a lot of income. When you throw in the healing technology and you're able to generate this kind of revenue, then you can create a community base where 10% of the population can feed 100%. Right now, in the world the way it is, it's quite a big paradigm change, because right now the world is based upon scarcity equals profit. So if you make gold, silver, platinum, air, water, food, make anything scarce and you're going to make more profit. So what Karen and I are working on is to change that paradigm by creating a more balanced, financial, and sustainable program and put that into a community. So in this plan, we work with different healing and feeding technologies that are the most advanced in the planet. For example, if you were to grow food for animals called fodder, we've designed a plant that can grow 10,000 pounds of animal fodder, which is organic barley, which is the most healthiest food that the horses, cattle, pigs, chickens, goats, they all love it, and it makes them considerably healthy. And when you have healthier animals, of course, you have healthier products. Goat milk, goat cheese, goat yogurt is now organic. So by combining these two, we're able to take the stress of all the community members for sustainability away. Now we're bringing in college level and other students who then become students in the community, and they actually pay us to work 5 hours a day. So the plan is to bring in the students to do most of the labor. They'll also be learning all about healing. They'll be learning about growing food. They'll be learning the basic necessities of how to set this community model up all over the world. So when they come in from another country, they can take back all this technology and skills, procedures and protocols that they've learned, and then bring it back to their own country. So we hope to duplicate this worldwide. And so in the next week or so, we're going to put together this plan, and then we're going to announce it. And any of you that would like to become members and join us, you're more than welcome. So what I do is, in our clinic, is I work with a substance called NAD, which is nicotine aniline dioxide. It's a naturally occurring coenzyme, which is called coenzyme 1. And what's happened now in the health field is that the toxicity levels have reached a bit of a critical point, even for people who aren't doing drugs. I mean, the air right now is considerably less pure than it used to be. The air, the water, the food, everything is pretty much toxic in some way. So by cleaning the neuroreceptors and getting all the toxicity out of the cells on a cellular level, we're able to bring back vitality and youthfulness to the entire body and mind. We're also working with a group of scientists who are working with Tesla technology. And Tesla, as you know, the Tesla car, for example, Tesla was a genius who in 1904, he was born in 1904, but he discovered scalar wave energy. Scalar wave energy is it's called zero-point energy or scalar wave energy. And this energy now is being used by a few scientists to heal. And it's incredible energy that's in all the universe. And it's called by many the source of energy. And it is faster than the speed of light. Scalar wave energy is incredibly powerful. So powerful that you can modify weather, you can do geoengineering, and you can heal. If used as healing, we create these scalar wave generators that are able to clear within 40 feet a small one. And I have one here, I'll show you later. that is a 40-foot scalar wave generator, and now we have one that does 75 square miles. So part of the community project is to place these scalar wave generators all over the world, and to be able to create reverse vortexes, which takes the 9 different pollutions that are coming from what is being sprayed between the 25th and 55th parallel now, and take those pollutions back into the ionosphere and remove them from our air that we breathe. So that's our plan, is to combine the highest neurocellular technologies with the most advanced ancient teachings, and to put a community plan together where the elders, so to speak, only have to work 2 hours a day and the students work 5 hours. So when you don't have to worry about your food and you don't have to worry about your housing, you can relax. And right now, a lot of people have a hard time relaxing. There's so much stress right now trying to just to survive, and that's very disruptive to the body and the mind. So that's what we're up to. Pretty easy to say the whole thing really fast. And after being involved in a lot of different communities, you can see how this plan is so simple that it is allows for a lot of time to relax. Again, our fodder operation, just for an example, it's 7 days from seed to feed. So we can grow food in 7 days. We can grow 10,000 pounds a day. And the only problem with growing that much food is you have to get rid of it, and you have a certain shelf life on it. So what I've done is been able to create a plant that is able to take the organic fodder and create a powder that we're going to put into energy drinks. And that'll be part of the community income. And then if we scalar wave enhance that into products, then we can actually have the best product in the market. Because you can, through Killian photography, you can take a picture of a product before it's enhanced, and then take a picture after it's enhanced, and you're looking at about 100 to 200% more potency. So everything we're playing with, we'll be able to infuse where it actually transfers that scalar wave energy into the body. And this is like an amazing technology that's available right now. So that's revolutionary. Most of these other products have a certain energy field that can be measured, but it's like, for example, if you take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C and you run it through the normal digestive system, you're getting about 20% actually in the bloodstream. So 80% of the nutrients of that product is being taken up through the digestive system. But we've developed a new technology now that we can get up to 80% absorption rate, so that we go from 20% to 80%. And then when you scalar enhance that, you're getting 160%. Now if you take intravenous, which we do with our NAD treatments, you're getting about 93% absorption rate. So this is like revolutionary. This is like the most advanced technology that can get the most powerful ingredients into the body to do an enormous amount of benefit that you can't get by taking just normal vitamins. So the theory, not the theory, the actual what we're doing is creating this entire package and trying to create a model that can be duplicated. We have a lot of housing models that I have a group of architects that I work with. And I told them that we wanted $30 a square foot, and we wanted no more than 60 days, start to finish, to build houses. And we've come up with 7 different models that are beautiful, incredibly beautiful homes. And again, they can be built in no more than 60 days, for no more than $30 a square foot. Now, if you look at the normal building of the normal American home, you're looking at $150 to $300 a square foot, and you're looking at 9 months to build a 4-bedroom home, for example. So what is really exciting is the idea that we can work with what we have available right now, and we can create a very peaceful world. And it's not really complicated. The other aspect of the 3 Pillars program is the awakening part. What I've discovered for myself and by myself is that to actually awaken, you have to really go into a deeply relaxed state. That this constant internal dialogue is taking an enormous amount of energy. Thinking is an incredible disturbance to the natural flow of the body. And if you ever notice that when you're stressed out, you're usually thinking too much. So by reducing down the actual needs of your basic food, shelter, and clothing, you can reduce down the internal dialogue. And all meditation, all yoga, all the different teachings are based on the idea of reducing down the thinking. And when that reduces down to a certain point, we call it 0 point. You tap into the 0 point energy, which is always present. God is always here now, but we're never here now. So by having your basic needs met, you have the rare opportunity of actually slowing down. And that's part of the 3-pillar community plan, is to give people an opportunity to relax. So it's the relaxing that's critically important for awakening. This is like a new paradigm shift. It's a question of reducing data. Reducing data down in computer terms. I'll put it in computer terms because everybody kind of understands computers these days. We basically have a very dysfunctional human operating disk going on right now worldwide. A lot of different reasons why this human operating disk is now getting a little dysfunctional. Basically, the mind has certain limitations. And when it's activated too much, it gets dysfunctional. When it has GMO products in it, when the energy is basically being taken away through thinking too much, through eating not right, through stress, through anxiety, through depression, the whole system becomes dysfunctional. So if you look at it like the human beings right now, majority, vast majority of human beings, have a dysfunctional operating disk. And the reason it's dysfunctional is because it's just too filled. The disk is too crowded. There's no space. So by reducing down the data, you create more space on the disk. The ever-present awakened download is always here now. God's here now. There's no reason to doubt that. So all we have to do is get out of the way. We have to stop. We have to stop all the searching, all the wanting, all the craving, all the racing around. And this mind is a real tricky program. It's actually a matrix. And its program is to survive. You inherited this program. It's not your fault. You basically inherited a very dysfunctional operating disk. But when you actually discover what the mind is, then you'll see that the mind is not who you are. You're not this face in the mirror. You're not this voice in the head. You're not this excess data that's taking up so much of your energy. So the base plan is to reduce down the data. And it has to be reduced down to zero. That's why so few people actually really awaken in this lifetime, is because they don't die. I mean, it's like that's what Christ was trying to tell people. You have to die to be reborn. You have to die to the known. So you have to get out of the way 100%. If you can do that, if you can just cease, there's an automatic triggering that happens. It's called grace. And this happens with no effort whatsoever. You don't have to do a thing. You're already in. So all we have to do is get out of our own way, right? Then you look at what is the impediments. What is the main impediments? Well, you can say, well, I have kids. I have responsibilities. I have to make money. I have to go to work. All these things. It's data. And it doesn't really matter whether it's holy data, worldly data, any data, it's just data. So this data is creating this disbalance, it's creating a dysfunctional condition because it's overloaded. This is what all the masters were trying to tell you. This is what all the teachings are pointing to. All meditation, all yoga is to get you out of the way. So by creating a community situation where the main reason to be there is to awaken. And with your food, very easy. With your health, assured. With good friends around. You can create an energy field that we can infuse with scalar waves so that the data can be reduced even faster. At that point, it's up to grace. This doesn't have any cause. There's nothing you can do to make this happen. You're already it. But what we can do is we can create an environment where it makes it a whole lot easier. We can create an environment, an energy field, that is conducive to cleaning data, cleaning this excess mental junk. so that then the ever-awakened download can just simply download. This is the new paradigm. This is like a experiment, but it's a grand experiment. My vision to be able to duplicate these communities all over the world. Most communities, they don't work because they're too complicated. Too confusing. By simplifying everything, simplifying the food, simplifying the healing, simplifying our life, we create more space. And it's a space between the thoughts. That's the peace that you're looking for. The happiness is in the space. That's what all the masters were trying to tell everybody, was to get rid of these desires, to get rid of all these wantings, because that is just creating more data. But the mind's a really tricky bugger. The mind says, okay, I'm going to give up my Rolls Royce desire, I'm going to give up my big house desire, now I'm going to go chase God. Mind doesn't care. It just wants to keep moving. So, okay, you can change the content. You can move from being a good guy to a bad guy. You can move from being wanting this to wanting that. But you're just changing one illusion for another illusion. At some point, it'll dawn on you that all this seeking and all this wanting has to go. There's always a time that all these masters have found where you have to stop movement. Some people have to stop for a long time. Some people it happens instantly. We're getting this funny noise. I don't know what it is. Anyways. Hey, Karen? There we go. So, at some point, you have to stop. I'll give you an example. Buddha. Buddha's a good example. Buddha did all the meditation. Buddha did all the fasting. He did all the yoga. He did everything. He tried everything. And then one day he says, that's not it. So he went and found this tree called the Bodhi tree. And he went and sat under this tree and he said, I'm not going to move. I'm not going to do any fasting. I'm not going to do any meditation. I'm not going to do any yoga. I'm not going to do anything. For days he sat there. Absolutely nothing. And then it happened. He awoke. And then for 40 years he went and talked about this space. The space is who you are. Not the content that happens in the space. So by creating a community based upon the space, and not the content that happens in the space, we can move this evolution, move the new paradigm into play. But right now everybody is in the content. They believe the content is who they are. So when they look in the mirror, they go, this is who I am. When they listen to this voice in the head, they think, oh, this is who I am. But that's not true. You're the space in between the thoughts. You see, the mind can never understand that. This is not something the mind can comprehend. This is before the mind. This is it. So all this movement, all this so-called progress, all this chasing the contents, all this desire, all this wanting is doing nothing but keep this illusion going on. So by reducing down all the human needs, by using the most advanced technology with the highest cellular neuroscience, we're able to create a model. And this model can be duplicated. So what Karen and I are trying to do is to work on the healing aspects of it and bring the quantum infinity into the program so that these patients can get the ultimate treatments. And then we can remotely work with them after they have left their 10 days of treatment. And this is kind of exciting work. Can you take questions on this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fascinating. I hope you were as impressed with that information as I was when John shared that with me. It's like the blueprint for transforming the planet. And, you know, we can do this. So we just need to get started. Alrighty, does anybody have any questions for John? No. Did you want to?
Very good.
Not yet. Did you? Oh, hi, Jordana. You joined us tonight too. Welcome. Did you want to speak a bit about your website, John?
Sure. My website is cellulardetoxcenters.com, and that is a neurocellular restoration clinic in Sedona. And we're moving one here out to the West Coast. That's what I'm doing out here right now. And this is part of the overall program, is to bring the most advanced neuroscience combined with the most advanced ancient teachings and create a healing program that within 10 days we can pretty much get rid of 18 different conditions, including stress, anxiety. We're working with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, working with all the addictions. And by bringing in the quantum infinity, we might be able to make it the ultimate healing treatment.
Would you want to navigate through the site?
No, I've kind of finished with talking.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, if nobody has any questions for John, we're we're going to wrap up. We've had a long day. We've had some meetings today, some very exciting meetings, and it looks like we're going to be putting this in place very soon. This action plan for transforming the planet. So John has the blueprint, and we're actually going to be sending some information out soon about that. So, no questions? Nope. All right. Well, have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.
Namaste. Namaskar. Blessings.
Blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.